Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. We're back. Of course, it's it's been half an hour since we've been live, and there's been a bit more news, of course, about Federico Chiesa, and get your guys' thoughts, and of course, get everyone's thoughts on it. Of course, we're not only going to speak about him in today's episode, we're also going to speak on Joe Gomez as well. Bit of news breaking about him and potential move to another Premier League club, and of course, we're going to speak about Tyler Morton as well. Looks like, according to Paul Joyce, that there is a Bundesliga club interested in taking him out on loan for next season as well. But as you can see, I'm joined by Ricky from the 1892 Red Steel and Jack from the Anfield Road TV. Boys, how are we? Hopefully you're well.
Not too bad, lads. I'm ecstatic. The notion really and the thought really of Federico playing for the Reds, I think he's going to be the exact type of player really, and fits all the profile of really what Liverpool need to improve in. Obviously the squad depth as well. I'm made up, mate. Yeah, and obviously I'm just obviously made up. I think we all three of us, and obviously the fan base as well. We've waited patiently over the last couple of weeks, but it's very positive by the last couple of hours, even the last 6 hours, in regards to Liverpool. And tonight it's hot up. And Richard Hughes he's been working hard, but I think he's nearing the final conclusion of this summer's transfer window. He is very busy, but I think if he could get a player of Chase's quality into the club at the right price and Everton, then I think it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, 100% as well. Rick, are you loving the transfer news for once? We've actually got news that we can speak of.
No, I mean, like we said earlier, I think it's a top signing for a backup to Mo Salah on the right-hand side. The price is very cheap considering what he was a few years ago. Listen, you've seen some people melt down on Twitter, like, it's not for everyone, is it? Like, you can't please everyone. But for me, top signing, I mean, we've been crying out for depth, top quality depth, and we could potentially be getting that if Chiesa does get signed.
Yeah.
Could you imagine a world, lads, as well? Sorry, there, lads. It's got across. You have Gakpo on the left wing depth, and obviously Chiesa on the right wing depth as well. That's remarkable. That is ridiculous. Both of those players would get into the majority of most sides in Europe on either of those flanks. So I made up.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we'll get away from the Chiesa a bit for now anyway. Of course, we'll speak on about it later on in the show. But of course, starting the show, speaking on Joe Gomez, Dave O.C. Cop with an exclusive from him earlier on as well, saying that Crystal Palace leading the race to sign Joe Gomez before the transfer window shuts. A number of clubs are interested in but Crystal Palace lead the way at the moment, with Newcastle in talks to sign Mark Gay. The dominoes could fall if a deal is agreed with Palace. Liverpool are expected to sign a central defender before the window shuts. So obviously, Rick, Joe Gomez going. Obviously he's been the player that has been here the longest at the football club. I think all summer long it's been that report that he's going to be leaving the football club, but Crystal Palace, being the club that's now ahead of everyone else. What's your thoughts on Liverpool potentially selling, an English defender to not rival, but a Premier League club in terms of Joe Gomez going to Palace?
I'm not. Yeah, like I've said all summer, I think it's time Joe Gomez moved on. If the price was right, with the fee that's rumoured to be what Liverpool are looking for, 40 million, can't complain. Apparently, Guahi to Newcastle, there's a 48-hour deadline on it. So you'll know more on that in the next 48 hours, and then the dominoes will fall with Gomez potentially going Palace, and then Liverpool going in for a centre-half. Because I do generally think we'll get a centre-half before the window shuts. I've got two names who I think will sign. One more realistic than the other. You'll be surprised who I think the realistic one out of the two is, but
Brandthwaite.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Couple of days. Like, listen, Richard Hughes said August would be a busy month. I didn't know he'd wait till the last 4 days of the month. But it's going to be interesting. And listen, us Liverpool fans are due a deadline day, ain't we? Like, when's the last one we actually had one? The Suarez and Carroll one, really?
Yeah, like thinking back to it, I think I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, it probably is going back to Suarez and Carroll. Like we had a
the Kabak and Davis one. I don't count. I've wiped that out of my memory.
Well, to be fair, Luis Diaz didn't sign until transfer deadline day back in 20.
Was it deadline day he signed?
Yeah, the morning of deadline day it got confirmed. So it's not out of the question for Liverpool to do business quite late on anyway. But Jack, obviously, Rick spoke about in terms of it being a domino effect with Mark A obviously going to Newcastle for 70 million. Again, yeah, I think Rick spoke there in terms of a price tag. Do you see Joe Gomez, first of all, leaving the club, later on in the window? And do you see him going for 40, 50 million if Mark A is going for 70?
I think Liverpool might be and big up there as well, lads. Nice one for having me on Con tonight. It's going to be one of them. It's the window will be. I'll tell you what, money will be awash within the Premier League, as we know. I've known for years anyway. But I think obviously the price tag for Gahey is probably an accurate evaluation in terms of obviously. That fella from obviously Manchester United signing from Leicester all those years ago. The valuation on centre halves in the modern day era of football is ridiculous in itself. But I think Liverpool might be not actively selling Gomez, but I think a fee in the region of 50, 60 million for Joe Gomez, for me, that's only my personal valuation. But I think obviously for any potential suitors, whether that be obviously Newcastle, you never know if Palace do reject their initial approach again from Newcastle. Obviously, Newcastle have already had, was it 3 or 4 bids rejected from Gahey now? So
3, I think.
I think it might be a case where Newcastle, if it might come round to it, if you just say, yes, sounds, we're not going to get Gahey, which would be very wrong considering they've been actively pursuing him for months now. And to leave an unsettled player there, not that he'd be unsettled because obviously Gahey's done plenty of interviews speaking already with Sky and everyone over the last couple of weeks of how impressed he's been with the hierarchy and the willing to meet his ambitions as a player as well. But never know if Newcastle come round and say, Liverpool, what's your evaluation on Gomez? I think Liverpool will be like, hang on, we've just been seeing you bidding 40, 50, 60 million for Gahey. We want a fair bit of that money. Do I think he's valuated at that price? No. But the modern, as obviously Ricky alluded to, Branthwaite and all that, Branthwaite's next level, I think obviously a different kettle of fish. But when you look at Joe Gomez, off the back of last season, his stock as a Liverpool player will not get any higher than it's ever been at Liverpool. Obviously, we bought him in for pennies all those years ago with Charlton. Obviously, he's had his injuries along the way. But I think if we could get but it'd only be massively dependent if Gomez was to leave the club. It'd only be given the green light from Liverpool if there was a big firm agreement in terms of one incoming centre-half or a full-back that can play left-back. Obviously, / centre-half, modern-day centre-halves now that we do find ourselves. The era of Manchester City and Arsenal playing 4 centre-halves across the back line, but is what it is. But yeah,
I think do we see? Well, the next thing I was going to say, to be fair, is obviously I know Rick mentioned Branthwaite. Do we have any names personally that we think that could replace or come into the squad? Because obviously it's been already suggested that Liverpool are going to get a centre half before the window closes. I know Rick said Branthwaite. Jack, do you have any names that you think?
It's going to be very difficult. I think Liverpool, as we all know, of thinking about trying to put ourselves in Richard Hughes and Liverpool's position, because we've all watched plenty of football, every single one of us up and down the world as well. The selling club needs, obviously, first and foremost, a lot of money. But I think to put that selling club in a difficult position at this moment in time, considering the lack of their quality, obviously we've got to think about ourselves, but obviously the only name in terms of Branthwaite, on speaking to all my Everton mates as well, there's a big indication that obviously I was speaking to my mate Ryan seasons ago older, and he doesn't know, he's just putting his 2 pence in really, and he was just saying the club Everton are not really laying on that Branthwaite injuries as serious as they're trying to publicly say it. So it's going to be one of them. I think if a big money move coming for Branthwaite, as much as the club don't want to wind up the Everton fans, but at the end of the day, their financial predicaments Everton do find themselves in. He would be my top player that I'd love us to sign, left-sided centre-half. I think you're going to mention another French centre-half from Leipzig in a little second as well, mate. But I think in terms of the profile, Premier League experience, his ceiling's really high. I'd love Branthwaite. Do I think we'll get him? No, but I think that's got to be a player of that ilk, a player of that quality. Certainly a player that should be on Liverpool's radar, and I think he will be.
Yeah, 100%. I think, I've just seen now that there's a few Newcastle reporters saying that, again, they have 24 hours now to pick up on Mark A. But I think, I think both of you are right in the sense that whoever Liverpool get in now, it'll be expensive no matter what. Like, it's not going to be a cheap solution to replace Joe Gomez. Again, like, even speaking 12 months on from last summer, I think a lot of us, I think, Jack, you did many videos, Rick, I know you've done some as well, speaking on Joe Gomez, where I think all of us was not happy, but we understood it was time to let Joe Gomez leave the football club because of, again, the performances 2 seasons ago wasn't great. And now over the last year, he's had this kind of redemption season. I don't know if anyone else would agree in that he's now, like last season for me personally, he was one of the most reliable people in that Liverpool defence last season. Rick, I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean, and a massive someone's driving down the road.
That's John Henry buzzing because they're actually there, then they get some signings in.
Where's the money, John?
He's speeding down the road trying to stop Liverpool spending money. I mean, like Joe Gomez, for me, like he stayed fit this season and last season. He played across the whole back line. He's very versatile. Called up to the Euros for the England squad out of merit.
That was very telling, though, Rick, I'd say, to add on what Connor said there. You look at Joe Gomez, for me, over the last couple of years, apart from obviously John Stones and obviously the other England centre-half, that's completely gone on my head. But in terms of Joe Gomez, I think he's always been like the third or fourth best choice England centre-half when he's fully fit. But I think the fact that he didn't get ahead of Gahey in the starting 11 for the Euros was very telling. Who's that over the English centre-half apart from John Stone?
Konsa from Villa.
Konsa Villa, yeah.
Like if he's not getting ahead of them, like Gomez, obviously, even like Gomez is 27 now, so he's got probably 5 years left at the top in terms of he's got a next big move. Gomez needs to be, and I think for his own developments, he wants to be the starting choice centre half in a Premier League side or a top European side. He's not going to get that at Liverpool now. Gomez and Quansah even have jumped ahead of him in the pecking order.
It's the same with Fabio Carvalho. Again, Fabio Carvalho is a very good young talent, but I think even Arne Slot has mentioned. I think all of us have mentioned as well. Like he was third choice in every position. He wasn't getting anywhere near the first team in that aspect as well. But let us know your guys' thoughts as well in the chat, of course, on Joe Gomez and of course who you guys would like. And of course, I would like obviously Lukeba from Leipzig. I think that would be a perfect ideal signing. Of course, around £60 million or euros in that aspect of things as well. But again, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Big up Hero as well. Evening. Any idea of the fee? I think you mean in terms of Chiesa. We'll get onto that in a due moment as well. Do you think Joe will leave? Yes, I would say yes. Don't know if the other two.
Yes
agree.
And no, as I said before, it massively depends on if Liverpool can get a guaranteed another centre half. Because I think all of us would agree if we were to sell Joe Gomez and not bring anyone in, we're only a Van Dijk injury or Ibu injury away from another Henderson and Fabinho playing centre half situation again. So that's not what you want to be seeing.
No, 100%. Big up, lads, and chat. Please tell me that the NHS Hall of Famer Chiesa links are a joke. He's the Italian Thiago. Unfortunately, not. We'll get around to it in a minute. But yeah, no, hopefully doing well, mate. As well, Chelsea is not Chelsea. Chiesa is not a Paul Joyce source. He retweeted what Fabrizio Romano released. I highly doubt we are going to sign Chiesa. I think it's just another BS story. Well, we'll get into it in a moment. Truth as well, because Joyce has also released his own article piece on it as well. Any of a big up Jay as well. Hope you're doing well, Jay. As well. Great signing this. Salah backup, especially if it's only 15 million. We've been struggling with Salah backup, so this is perfect as well. Yeah, we'll get onto that in a brief moment. But before we do speak about Federico Chiesa, let's speak then on Tyler Morton. Again, Paul Joyce releasing just now, saying that Bayer Leverkusen have made an offer to take Tyler Morton on loan. Again, bit of a strange one, Rick. You know, again, I think obviously Liverpool not signing a number 6. I think everyone, or some people, would like to keep Tyler Morton, you know, because of, again, this style now under Arne Slot. It seems like Tyler Morton would suit her a lot more than compared to Jurgen Klopp, the football anyway. But your thoughts on him going to Leverkusen? Again, Alonso, big fan of his as well. But just your general thoughts on Tyler Morton. Looks like he's going to go to Bayer Leverkusen.
I'm not against it and I'm not for it. I think if we brought a midfielder in, then I'd potentially be like, yeah, all right, cool, on a loan deal. But so are we gonna let Morton go and Bajcetic? And then we're apparently Endo could be off to Celtic. The rumours. So what are we doing? Are we bringing Doreen and Carroll out the canteen to play DM if Gravenberch and McAllister pick up or not? We can't be letting all our midfielders go. I mean,
well, sure, that's an indication, though, lads, at interest that there's just deals in the works, really, because we say and as we've seen the list over the last week of players going out, apart from who we're trying to think of, that Joel Matip was probably the only senior player last season, and obviously Thiago. But in terms of the youth, Tyler Morton's not going to get into that starting 11, no, Rick, is he?
No, he's not.
No, he's not. He's not going to force his way and get ahead of like McAllister and that. But I do get the concerns. But there's no Liverpool fan out there. I'd be very hard stretched to really find one, really. But fair enough, if you think he should give him his opportunity. Yes, statistically over the last 12 months as well, he's done really well in his developments. Obviously done really well a whole last season in the Championship. But I think he's just similar with Carvalho, in all honesty, Morton. But if we can get 10, 15, 20 million for them, then it's amazing. We were saying just before we come on aircon, I find it mad that our fan base, even me included, think that I don't think he's good enough. But yet we've got Xabi Alonso who's just off the back of winning the Bundesliga. If it becomes a bit more concrete in terms of the link to Leverkusen, if he feels he's the type of quality that he wants to bring into the football club, that's quite telling for me. But this goes to show how highly rated he is outside of Liverpool.
Well, yeah, no, again, I think you look at certain individual players. I think you look at Luke Chambers is a name that shouts out that Xabi Alonso really wanted to be back up to, I think, Grimaldo last season as well. Of course, that didn't work out. But I think Ricky, I think what Rick says is true in the sense of, again, letting Bajcetic and Morton go, I think, is a mistake. You either let one go, that be loan or permanent deal, and keep one, personally, because I think when you do look at that DM position, again, Gravenberch is the number 1 DM for the season now. I'm more than happy with that. But again, once you've got cup games, you've got Champions League games coming thick and fast. Again, Ryan Gravenberch cannot play 50, 60 games at DM by himself. Like, he has to have that aspect of it. And again, if the rumours are true about Wataru Endo going to Celtic, that's then something else where, you know, Liverpool are going to leave themselves quite short. And for me, you can't then rely on, again, Gravenberch, McAllister to be the main two, while also then having a Curtis Jones, who right now, of course, is injured. Of course, we don't know how long that's going to be, maybe 1 or 2 weeks. But you can't, because I gotta bring Curtis Jones there. But no, you get what I mean, though. Like, again, Liverpool have injury problems in the midfield already without, again, letting all of our youngsters go on loan or leave the club.
But it's a massive point. We've got a new manager, though, mate. like these players might not suit his style of football. Like he's very forefront, really. He's very blunt already. Even he's having a go at Arneslot's having a go at Jamie Carragher. He's only been here 4 weeks in the Premier League. He was like, does anyone really listen to Carragher? As we know, jokingly anyway, but he's very straight to the point, cuts out all the nonsense and all the noise, really. Bajcetic, yes, he might be able to play an Arneslot football, but if he can't, get rid of him. Like 15, 25 million, if we can get that fee, then sound. But the most important thing for all of us is we bring in adequate, or if not better quality, into the club. And that's obviously down to Richard Hughes and obviously Arneslot. But I think it might be heavily dependent on the style of players that we have currently got at Liverpool, because obviously Morton and Bajcetic, very young players as well. But for me, it might be interesting that might be just Arneslot doesn't rate both of them either. So.
No, that is true. To be fair, anyway. But guys, get your guys' thoughts, of course, on Tyler Morton leaving for Bayer Leverkusen. Because again, like you look at that Bundesliga this season, again, I think it'll be close again between the two for Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. Because again, Leverkusen haven't really sold anyone this year. Have they sold anyone?
There's no way Vincent Kompany's winning that Bundesliga title. Did you see him screaming at Gudjonsen or whatever his name is at Burnley last season, mate? My man would be doing that at Bayern and they'll just laugh at him. Like Kimmich has won the Champions League and Neuer's won the Champions League. It's like, lads, what are you waffling, mate? So, yeah, he'll be out the door at January, Kompany. He won't last long.
Yeah. Problem is, Jamie, if Salah leaves next year, they'll sit on Chiesa because name value as well. Okay. Actually, before we do read more comments, because I can see loads of people mentioning in terms of Chiesa as well. We'll get onto the news about Chiesa, but I want to bring up this comment from Cal. Morton ain't good enough for me. Bajcetic is for him as well. And Cal also said, which one of you three can play TM and centre half? Well, I think Rick's got that, that mad head like type defender vibe.
Jack shaved his hair off, mate. He's hard, mate. He's going DM chopping people.
Yeah. No, McKendo is right now what Roy Keane was in 2003.
Yeah, I got it ready for the deadline day if we didn't sign any players.
Just a dartboard in the back and it's just like throwing darts to John Henry.
Just do a 24, 48 hour live stream of just my message to FSG titled, like, come on, back the gaffer. That should be trend on Twitter, back the gaffer.
Video is ready and prepared for Saturday morning, of course. Anyway, but we'll get on then and we'll speak with Federico Chiesa then. Of course, you guys would have seen already if you watched the video earlier on, us speaking, of course, on this, obviously Fabrizio Romano saying, again, Liverpool have made initial approach for Federico Chiesa as possible option for the final days. Paul Joyce then did come out and say his report as well, saying Liverpool weighing up interest in Juventus Federico Chiesa at this stage, of course, as per Fabrizio Romano. One bit of news that, again, no other journals mentioned in terms of James Pearce, saying, again, Liverpool considering possible move for Federico Chiesa, but, again, the fee. Again, Juventus want a fee of around 15 million euros, which works out around £12.5 million. Of course, as well, again, he's only got 1 year left on his current contract at Juventus as well. So, Rick, for that, again, 15 million euros, same as what we signed Shaqiri for. And like, again, I said it on the earlier stream earlier, again, comparing it similar to a Shaqiri type signing to back up the front three for 12.5 million. It's an absolute steal, right? For the get Chiesa in.
I mean, you're basically buying Chiesa with the Bobby Clark money. If Liverpool fans out there don't think Chiesa is a good signing to be back up for Mo Salah, I can't help you. There's no point me even telling you why. I just can't help you there. Like, if you don't think he's a good signing for that price, the level of ability he has, he's a world-class winger, international stage. Been big for Juve, had one bad knee injury. But like I said, if you don't think Chiesa is good enough to be back up to Mo Salah, put in your comments who you think is Mo Salah's backup. And please, I've seen one comment, Harvey Elliott is not a right winger. If you think Harvey Elliott, again, is a right winger, I can't help you. He lacks pace to be in that position.
Wait there. Let me just put you for full face so you can
listen.
Like,
Harvey Elliott come on Sunday at right wing. Didn't know he wasn't really confident in that position. Couldn't use his right foot to do the cross. He wanted to switch back on his left. Again, if you think Harvey Elliott's a right winger, I think you need to go watch him again. He's not. He's a 10 and 8. Again, then that leaves Ben Doak to be the replacement for Mo Salah if Salah picks up an injury.
Where does that leave Elliott, though, Rick?
Where does it leave Elliott?
Say we do get Federico in, his minutes will be shortened even more.
Him and Dom will swap. Like, I like Harvey Elliott, but Liverpool need to lower their expectations of where they think Harvey Elliott is. He struggles when he starts games for us. He's very good, impactful off the bench in centre midfield.
Last year was his biggest impact.
Yeah, but that was majority off the bench away to Palace. But him and Szoboszlai, like, listen, Slot's expecting to play 63 games this season. Dom Szoboszlai is not playing 63 games. Yeah. So there's more than enough games for Harvey Elliott to play in midfield. There's enough games for, like, we play a double pivot, so there's more than enough games for Curtis Jones if he can stay fit. There's more than enough games for Elliott, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister. That's 5 midfielders there for 3 positions. So there's more than enough games. There's 63 games if we go quite far in all competitions, which I expect us to do, because I think we've got the team to do it. But Liverpool fans cry for squad depth of like Man City. They've just gone and got Gundogan from Barcelona on a free after letting him go to Barcelona and brought him back. He's 33 years of age, right? We've gone and got we're potentially going to get Chiesa as a backup right winger, 26. He's played at the highest level in international football, club football with Juve. Just because of one bad injury, Van Dijk had a bad injury. He's come back stronger. Diaz had a bad injury. He's come back stronger. So for the fee, listen, for 12 million euro for a proven player to be Mo Salah's backup, I don't get what the issue is.
Yeah, but Jack, would you also echo those words? I know we spoke earlier on in terms of, again, having that backup for Mo Salah, and also as well, I think the big thing for Liverpool is, as Rick said, again, not the front line that's been playing so far this season. It's not going to play every single week, week in, week out. How great would it be that we can take out Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, and Mo Salah and replace it then with the front three of Federico Chiesa, Cody Gakpo, and Darwin Núñez? Yeah,
it's going to be exciting. Sorry, Dave. I was laughing as well. Some fellow on Twitter tonight, breaking Juventus have showed Federico Chiesa a PowerPoint about how much he loves red wine and macaroni cheese. His move to Liverpool is now in doubt. No, it's just mad. Like, there's no way we bottle this, even if it's getting over the line anyway. But I'll tell you what, Italian red wine, very well, very nice, very, very nice. Might get a couple of deals in the home and bargain section or whatnot, or bargain booze or whatnot. But yeah, certainly a player of his quality, mate, coming in, improving the right wing depth as well. But certainly if we can bring him on for 20, 30 minute spells. But I think most importantly as well is where his ambitions are as a footballer as well. Obviously, any right winger in world football coming into Liverpool will be like, yeah, you've got Salah, no chance. But Salah's not that he's getting on. He can probably play for another 3-4 years, Salah, if he continues to stay fit and play at that level as well. But I think, obviously, as we know, I think you didn't mention at the top of the show there, confident anyone tuning in, the situation Juve do find themselves with with Morton anyway, obviously the new coach. He is very much frozen out, Federico and other players within that squad. I've just checked then. Looks like Juventus have had positive talks before the game tonight in regards to Coop Miners as well. So I think getting Chase's wages off their wage bill will be quite pivotal in regards to any incomings as well. obviously they've had a couple of financial predicaments as well.
You know, it's a weird one, isn't it? In terms of, again, I think they submitted, I think, a bid for Coop Miners, I think back 2 months ago, and supposedly it got accepted, but Juve can't go ahead with it as of things right now, as well. But I think, look, we'll get to your guys' comments as well. But I think for me, it does make a lot of sense. I think. Again, obviously, Liverpool sending injury-prone players is perfect. We've done that
read through some of those comments as well, Con. Everyone's smashing them. So
I'm gonna do this now. So again, Gay comments in. We'll speak on Chiesa as well, but Chiesa's value has gone from 70 mil to 12 mil in 3 years. Although he played 33 games, he averaged 60 odd minutes a game and misses games literally every month as well. Imagine being able to bring Gakpo, Nunes, and Chiesa, Bradley off the bench against United. That would be a dream, wouldn't it? It's a low risk, high reward signing if it should happen. Yeah, 100% adventure. We're doing well as well, mates. Chiesa plays false 9 at a left wing for Juventus. Slot brought on Elliott for Salah. You know nothing.
Man, this is what I mean. So you tell me how many games Harvey Elliott's played right wing for Liverpool and played well in that position. How many times did Klopp play Elliott right wing? You could name it on one hand. Like, go watch the actual game of why he brought Harvey Elliott on at the weekend. He didn't bring him on for right wing. He brought him on for more sustainability and more solid in midfield, game management, more possession of the ball. Not to I can't help some. You can't help some people when they don't watch the actual game and the tactics of the game. But yeah,
the one funny thing I've seen is the Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other and somebody's gone, why are we not buying anyone? And then why are we buying him? It's like it's a signing to improve the squad. Like we speak about Liverpool, and again, the whole thing this summer has been to upgrade on the squad. Like, no, we're not bringing in anyone to be a lackey in this squad. We're looking at players that can come in and make an impact on the team. As Carl said, that Liverpool fans crying all the time. City of Grealish, bro, 100 mil. He signed 3 years ago. He's scored like 15 in all comps in 4 years.
Exactly.
You look at City. That's what they do. Like we've said it for years. The City could put out their second team and still probably win the league.
This screams to me very City-like in regards to like that type of player that will be on the peripheral, but he's already got enough quality. Look at Akanji. City signed him 2 seasons ago. Wasn't a lot of money coming to the squad, and they haven't really looked back. And I think Federico Chiesa could be that as well. Like coming into the side, as we said, even if he plays 25 games in the Prem, doesn't start all of them, and the thing is, we can manage his minutes then as well. So it's a win-win. He's got Champions League experience, won the Euros with Italy 4 years ago. So, and considering he's won titles at Juve as well, so he knows what it's all about.
It's like when you look at, for example, look at Arsenal now. They've signed the other Sociedad centre mid. Again, people are like, "Oh, why are they signing him for 30 million pounds?" It's like he will bring that he's brought now that midfield up another level. Again, to us, lot, you may go, "Oh, why have he signed for Arsenal?" But for Arsenal, it makes a lot of sense.
Look at Trossard though as well. What a signing he's been for them. Like, we need more of that.
But Liverpool fans, unless you're spending 80, 90 million, they're never happy with a signing.
Well, it's like we have the money to reduce risk with top players who are healthy. Surely there are kudos levels, but that's the thing. Like, if Liverpool then went out and signed a kudos, you've then got a kudos and a Chiesa as backup on the right wing to replace Mo Salah. Like we've always said, to replace Mo Salah, you may need to sign 2 players. We've got 2 top quality right wingers, but they alone to replace Mohamed Salah if needed. As well. I think Bob and Adventure was laughing at that joke from McKindo as well.
Chat Romano now. Morton Chiesa's exclusive story. Understand Chiesa has given his full availability to join Liverpool after initial talks. He is excited about this possibility and contract won't be an issue. Juve want Chiesa to leave and the asking price is around 15 million deal on.
Yeah, got over there.
So there we go.
Let me quickly make that big screen so you guys can see that. Of course, anyway. So, again, looks like the deal is escalating quickly. Look, I think again, 15 million euros. I think it's an absolute.
Literally just what
banger
we
of
just
signing.
said. I've just said there 20 minutes ago, as we said, he'll be jumping at this opportunity. He's joining Liverpool. He's not joining Brentford or Everton or whatnot. Like,
sorry to cut you off. Has anyone seen a clip of him speaking about Gerrard?
oh yeah, in the stand,
Yeah.
it was like a vlogging. Like
Mm.
he's certainly a secret Liverpool fan.
Yeah, well, look at Liverpool's history against Italian teams. Like Liverpool, at one point, Liverpool were the only team from England beating Italian teams, like in the Champions League. Again, obviously the famous Istanbul final against Milan. But you look at it, even after that, or even before it, we beat Juve, we've beaten Inter Milan, we've we've done it all against Italian teams. And again, Chiesa will know that, he'll know the history of it, of course, as well. But I venture saying Italian pasta and ice cream is amazing. The pizza are nice, but no better than Domino's as well. Domino's is overrated.
Italian cuisine is amazing. It's not like English Italian food, but when you go over to Italy, well, I'll tell you what, it's really nice.
Our fans would cry if we signed anyone over 30 years old. There was a breakdown when we signed Endo as a stopgap. Yeah, no, it was. And look what he turned out to be. His comp looks really good, though. Well, yeah, look, Chiesa, look, I've said this to you guys, and if you're long-term viewers of the channel, of course, obviously, mine, Jack's, and Ricky's, we've all said that. Like, go back and watch Federico Chiesa in the Euros in 2020 or 2021. Absolutely unbelievable. Player of the tournament. Like, again, if that is the version that's coming to Liverpool, again, it's exciting to have him at the football club as well. But lads, have you looked at his injury record? Ricky, it's way more than a knee. He also had a bunch of undisclosed injuries, and we all know what Italian clubs are like with the truth as well. What we did, again, he's missed, I think over 100 games since 2018. But of course, obviously, 2 bad knee injuries. With that, I will get up his injury list at the minute, of course.
I think it's too good of a deal to not go for it, though, lads, in chat. Like a player of his quality, for anyone that is not seeing him, we're not just getting some Italian fella. Like, we are getting one of the best young Italian, well, when he was coming through, the best young Italian player in Europe, if not the best Italian player in the Italian national side by a country mile. He's that good.
Yeah. FSG skin transfer is the reason why Elliott and Jones are still hanging around with no pace. Again, I do think both of them are very, very good players. Again, certainly Harvey Elliott. What? Harvey Elliott's a really good footballer?
No, the other fella.
Sorry, Harry Rowe. No worries. Cal as well, but big up Andrew as well. Saying, all right, guys, keep smashing the likes and subscribe to Connor, Jack, and Ricky's channel. So it's attacked tonight. I'll hopefully doing well.
Hopefully, okay,
Andrew as well. But City, Arsenal, and now Chelsea squad depth in Felix and Neto is really scary. We will be 4th position if we don't invest. Exactly. And again, when people cry about this type of situation, it's like, well, look, we're improving the squad. It's like now we're not relying on a Ben Doak to be Mohamed Salah's replacement. We're now having Federico Chiesa, who's multiple. Again, a Euro winner, a Serie A winner, like again, a winner.
Sky have said Palace are looking at Joe Gomez. As 2 Sky Sports reporters have said they're interested in Gomez.
Well, give us that 65 million and we are cooking. Go ahead. If you want to give us all that Gahey money, then that would indicate a crossroads, really. Newcastle giving them the money, us getting the money, and then potentially. Yeah, it's exciting times. So it's made up. It obviously making moves today. A lot has happened over the last 24 hours as well. So it's only looking positive. I think the wheels are in motion, not just for Chiesa. I think there'll be a lot of players that we haven't really heard of. Hopefully that's the case. And we do wake up tomorrow to a couple of new players that we are in agreement with as well. So,
well, the thing is as well, like Liverpool won't let Joe Gomez leave until we have a centre half available to us as well. I'll quickly get up as well. Anfield Sector's post, but Crystal Palace exploring a deal to sign Liverpool defender Joe Gomez, and obviously coming from them to Sky Report. So also thank you, Rick, for that as well. But Akanji was in the same place as Chiesa, not playing at all because of Howells and Sewell and Slaughterback as well. He's another one I'd love Liverpool to sign, Slaughterback from Dortmund. I actually wanted Mbuemo, but it would have been a lot of money. Yeah, true, 100%. Klopp's still living rent-free in our fans' heads. Slot does not have the same ideas as Klopp. Yeah, I would agree, 100%. He's coming. Yes, get the effing can't slip up now. To show him, like Jack said, a PowerPoint of the Italian.
We've moved on from going back to our comment, big up there. Truth, everyone on the panel and all of us, we've moved on. And obviously, I've done a video yesterday with Kev before he went on holiday. Yeah, Irish Lots football is really exciting. We are playing much more exciting, more winning football to say the least. So there,
yeah, no. My biggest problem is we're buying new paint for the kitchen whilst we have no front door and no windows. Signing another Arthur Mello in Federico.
Oh no. Arthur Mello's nowhere near the level of Federico Chiesa. We are talking the best Italian player in Italy by a country mile if he's fully fit. Arthur Mello was just some fraud from Brazil or Barca. That in itself was just ludicrous in terms of transfer fees as well. But yeah, fair enough on your comment, mate. Big up there, Lennon. But yeah, completely different caliber of players, really, mate. I just don't understand. As we said, who does everyone else want down that right hand side? Please give us names who you'd want.
Lamine Yamal.
Realistic names. Who are you getting as a backup to Mo Salah?
People mention Kudos. Kudos. West Ham. Yeah, West Ham would want 70 to 100 million. They're not just going to give him us for 20 million. They're no. So, we should have done the deal to bring Kudos in, but obviously that was down on Liverpool, really. It must have been that Liverpool probably have seen a lot of him, considering we played Ajax in the past in the Champions League, and we was like, nah. Not quite yet as well, but
Avenger saying people need to calm down a little. His minutes will be managed and he will get bedded in slowly, I'd imagine, to your deal. Exactly. Look, Liverpool, if he was to sign again this week, he won't play against Manchester United. Again, he's not had any game for Juventus. He's been frozen out of the club since Thiago Motta's come in. So again, we wouldn't expect him for probably until after the international break to even be properly into the squad, because again, he hasn't featured at all for Juventus either. So again, it would be a slow burner. But again, if you come back after the international break and everyone's fit, like the majority of the squad is right now, again, you're then adding even more quality to what is a team who are already, again, XG looks amazing. Defensively, it looks really, really sharp this year already. Again, that then adds to Liverpool. Then, we speak about title challengers. Again, it adds to that. It adds to Liverpool being title contenders alongside Arsenal and Manchester City as well. But Liverpool would need to sign a defender, bring a defender in surely. Yes, 100%, if we were to sell Joe Gomez. If Liverpool sell Gomez and don't go and sign another two centre-backs, it's suicidal, says Robbie. What about the Brighton defender, Van Heck, if that's how it's spelt? I know you're on about. But I think, like we said earlier, I think we have our own. Go and spend 70 million on Branthwaite and just wind the Evertonians up as well. That'd be perfect for the week. Well, for the transfer window anyway. Wanted Mbuemo, said Adventure. I think that's the names that I think everyone's saying though, isn't it? It's like Kudos, Mbuemo. These are the types of people that everybody wants in that aspect. But
I'd love. I think we'd all love. Liverpool fan would love Bowen, but again, he's gonna cost a lot of money. He'd literally cost 70, 80 million. Dealing with these Premier League sides, the availability of this player as well. Juve want him out the door. That's why they're selling him for an undercut price as well. And he's got 12 months left on his contract. So it's a win-win for Liverpool, Chas, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Right, and last comment of the video anyway, because I've just seen the time, so I have to shoot off. In terms of the left centre back, I would love Morello from Forest. Don't know why we ain't linked to him as well. And of course, hit the like button as well if you could. Yeah, of course, there's 40 people in here, so if you could, it'd be very much appreciated as always. Anyway, but before we do shoot off, Rick, have you got anything else to say about about Chiesa, sorry, and him joining Liverpool?
No, I'm excited to see what he can do. I mean, the fee's perfect. The wages will be all right. It's low risk, high reward. Been crying out for decent squad depth, and he can provide it. So yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, we get it done quick. None of this haggling around. And yeah, we move on to the next target. We've got till Friday, 11 o'clock, I believe, to get everything done.
Mm. Well, of course, you're doing a transfer deadline day show as well, which
yeah. So I'm hoping they leave some stuff.
Do you want to plug it out for everyone?
1892 Reds TV. We're live to Wednesday to do the United preview, and then we're doing a deadline day show on Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I will be on both shows as well. I can't wait to wear the yellow suit and tie.
Yeah, you got to come with a tie.
Friday. I don't even own a tie, so that's really bad on me. I'll have to get one this week. But Jack, thank you very much for coming on as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, you only wear shorts as well. Like, you only own shorts.
Look, right, I can wear yellow shorts, but I can't show that on stream. I may get banned.
There we go. Yellow socks and all that. Nice one for having me on, mate. And chat, enjoy the rest of your bank holiday ones, the last couple of hours anyway. But made up, as I said, Chiesa, hopefully bring him in. And let's get let's get a centre half and a six, and then I think we are ready and raring to go under the Arne Slot era. And especially if we can cap that off with a couple of contract agreements as well in a couple of weeks, then we are buzzing. We're on cloud nine.
100% as well. But also, if you are new, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you are new, obviously go over to the 1882 Reds TV. I've said that wrong, but you know what I mean. And go over to, of course, the Anfield Road TV as well to go and subscribe to the boys. There will be mods in the chat as well, and I'll put links anyway in the description and all that good stuff, of course. Anyway, but until next time, guys, that's going to be it from us till tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have even more news to speak about tomorrow. Of course, obviously, tonight we're going to speak about Mamardashvili. That's going to be tomorrow at some point as well, because again, that deal is a very, very good deal for Liverpool, of course, as well. Anyway, but until tomorrow, we'll see you all guys then. We'll see you there. Ta-ra.